Hi everyone, welcome to Verbling. Good morning. It is Monday morning here in San Francisco. I apologize for the very slight delay in starting my class. As you can see, I am back in familiar surroundings, back in Verbling's office. I had been sick for last week and I was teaching out of like my dingy lobby, if anybody noticed. And now I'm back in nice Verbling office, feeling well. And we have, oh my goodness, I have to point out Batty's like giant hat. Batty, what's going on, man? Like that shit is that's awesome. That's huge.
Hina. Ah, wait. By the way,
All
I
premium.
have something here. Let me see.
Ooh,
What is
magic
this?
tricks?
Oh, wait. What is this? Let me see. Ah!
Mischief! Ah, so, so Batty has mischief up his sleeve. You took that like expression pretty too hard.
But I will let you for after the class. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds awesome. All right, so this.
But by the way,
Mm-hmm.
I found an app for Android that Google Plus, so I'm trying to test Verbling. If I can do it, can you imagine me in the beach taking the class under the beach? Oh,
Wow.
it will be a nice revenge.
I'd be reeking with jealousy.
Well,
All right.
it will be a painful class.
It would be a painful class. So who else do we have? We have Fabricio. I haven't seen Fabricio in what feels like forever.
I've
And
been lost.
you've been lost? That's okay. Now you've been found, so it's okay. I'm almost there, not there. So we have Jose, and we also have Norbert. Hi, Norbert. And we have a couple of students who are saying hi in the chat box. Hi, everyone. It's really nice to be here, to see you guys bright and early on Monday morning. And this class was actually fully booked. I apologize for not getting here sooner. I just had traffic issues getting to the office, and but I'm here now. So let's start. Hi, Budgie. All right. Yeah, Norbert, I did not sleep in, even though, you know, I was up pretty late last night helping out that new teacher. Okay, so welcome everyone. Nice to see you guys. This is a reading class, and we are going to be reading an article from Pocket Cultures about the etiquette of visiting around the world. Okay, so this is a class that is a series that I do every week. First class of the week is learning about different cultures from around the world. And this week's topic is etiquette. So today, just because I'm a little late in class, I'm just going to say hi everyone. Everybody looks familiar. I know everybody in class today. Blanca, Aurelian, hi.
Yes, finally I'm in.
Hi, welcome. It's really nice of you to join us. Where are you from, Blanca?
I'm from Mexico.
Awesome. And Aurelian Reynard, can you hear me? No? Okay. If this is anyone's first time on Verbling, I know everybody who's in class. There's Jose, hi. There's Ahmad, there's David, there's Amar. It's really nice to see you guys. We don't hear you, Aurelian. There's a microphone. Do you see this, Aurelian, on my screen? This microphone will mute you and unmute you. So if you can please unmute yourself using this microphone, that would be great. And then you can introduce yourself and say hi to everyone. Okay? Blanca, this is your first time in my class, right?
Yes, it's the first time. Your schedule is very complicated for me.
Oh, but it's not your first time on Verbling.
My third time.
You're relatively very, very new. So that's really nice. So it's great of you to join us. Welcome to the community. Yay.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. So we're going to be reading the article. David, thank you so much. David has posted the article in the chat box. Okay. So is everybody's familiar with what we're doing in class today, right? We're going to be reading this article. Everybody is going to get an opportunity to read, work on their pronunciation. And if you guys have any questions about what we're reading, something is unclear, a word that you don't know, you guys are more than welcome to stop me and ask me, and I'll explain it. Okay. A couple of things I want to say. Ahmad, you have been my student for like at least 2 months, and you just liked my Facebook page. What's up with that? What's up with that?
Because I don't join. Actually, I'm not updated with Facebook. Actually,
okay.
So I don't work too much on Facebook. This is why I didn't check it out you.
Okay. Because I was like, Ahmad and the Eagle. I know who this is. He's been in my class for 2 months now. Okay, so even if you guys haven't checked it out, my Facebook page is a great resource because I post last-minute classes there. This weekend, I ended up taking 2 last-minute classes, and a lot of students who were on my Facebook page found out about that through that. So if you guys haven't already done so, it's a great idea, especially if you don't want to miss any, like classes that I picked up a class that I'm teaching in 30 minutes, so join me. Okay, so welcome everyone. Let's get started. Did everybody have the article? Did everybody open the article?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, so what I'm going to be doing, Blanca, you have the article with you, right? It's open?
Yes, it's open.
Okay, and Aurelian, I'm sorry, we can't hear you at all, so it might be a microphone issue or your equipment might not be working, but if you want to test, someone said test. Yes, speak. We can hear you. Go ahead, speak more.
Test.
Yes, hi, testing.
Hi.
Hi, do you want to introduce yourself? It's gone. Aurelian, you need to keep talking apparently. Okay, so I know your microphone is working, so that's great. When it's time to read, hopefully you'll have figured everything out, and then you'll be able to read part of the article as well. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, so pocket culture, the etiquette of visiting around the world. This word is etiquette. Can everybody say that for me? Etiquette.
Etiquette.
Etiquette. Yeah, exactly.
Etiquette.
What is etiquette?
Later
Customs
or not?
customs or
Yeah. And what did you say? Fabricio, did you say something?
A label.
A label. Yeah, it's a custom. So accepted customs and mannerisms around the world. Okay, accepted customs and mannerisms. Mannerisms are just like manners. So accepted manners and customs around the world. Okay. So what the etiquette of one country might not necessarily be the same for another, especially when you're talking about visiting and meeting other people. We sort of learned that in a couple of weeks ago, where greeting people was very different from one country to another, and the etiquette of visiting. So this is basically when you go visit somebody's house. So when you are a guest and you go see someone, what is the etiquette of meeting them? So the accepted customs. Oh my God, tongue twister. Too early in the morning. Okay, so we are going to be learning some common etiquettes of visiting around the world. And as we are reading each country's etiquette, you guys are more than welcome to chime in and offer your views and opinions about what you think, if this is a nice custom or if it's sort of bizarre, and if it's similar to the customs in your country for how people visit each other's houses. Okay, so I'll just continue. I'll just start off the article. So leave shoes on or take them off. Bring flowers or wine. Call in advance or drop in. What to do? Some of our contributors got their heads together and came up with a very useful guide on how to avoid social blunders when visiting these countries. So these are some of the countries we're going to be looking at and the etiquette of visiting around them. What are blunders? Social blunders. Social blunders right there.
Excellent, or
Sorry?
social vendors. It's something that is common, or let's say,
Mistake.
yeah, common.
Yeah, a mistake. It's actually a mistake. So a social blunder is a mistake. Okay? A blunder is like, oh, I made a boo-boo. That's what people say, right? I made a boo-boo. So it's a mistake. It's something that you were not aware of. So social blunder would be like if you go to someone's house and you want to shake their hand. And it's like, wait, we don't shake hands here, we hug. So it's a social blunder. It's like, oh, I was not aware. It's not a major mistake. It's just a minor. It's like something that you didn't know. It's better to know for next time. So this is a guide on how to avoid such social mistakes when you visit some of the people in the countries that are mentioned. Okay. Again, if there are any words that you guys would like me to explain, go ahead and I will do that. So our first country is Canada. Yay! I'm from Canada for all those who don't know. So let's get started. Amar. Hi, Amar. Are you there?
Yes, I am there.
Amar, can I get you to read these first two paragraphs under Canada?
Okay. Canada has no one set for
Of rules.
rules for visiting a house, as so many cultures have handed down traditions to the households here, but we do excel at politeness and
friendliness. So this is friendliness. So this word is
friendliness.
Yes.
Friendliness.
Politeness and friendliness.
Politeness and friendliness.
Yes.
Growing up in a small town, there were a few
formalities
for visiting. A phone call between friends might be as brief as he can.
Hey, can I come over?
Hey, can I come over? Or ask
kids.
What are your parents cooking for dinner?
Yeah.
Even that call thing was not
necessary.
Yeah,
that's okay. We'll actually thanks so much, Amar. We'll actually cover some of the vocabulary we've read so far, and then we'll go on. Thank you so much. Okay, so what words have you guys not seen in what we've covered so far? So in Canada, there's actually no set rules for visiting a house, as so many cultures have handed down traditions to the households here. What does this expression mean? Handed down traditions. What does that mean? Inherited. Yeah, inherited. So a lot of traditions that exist in Canada, they have been inherited from a family, from their ancestors. So for example, if your grandparents moved to Canada from another country, they brought their traditions with them, and then they taught them to their kids, who taught them to their kids. So to hand down traditions is to teach them from generation to generation. Okay, so to the households here. Okay, but we do excel at politeness and friendliness. What does that mean, to excel at something?
To have in a great amount.
Yeah, to be really good at something, okay? So if you say, I excel in mathematics, I'm really good at mathematics, okay? So this person is saying that Canadians excel at politeness and friendliness. What does that mean?
if someone is polite or act like polite,
Yeah, polite.
and
So
yeah,
now, so polite.
welcome.
Yeah.
Warm welcoming or something like that. Or
So polite is a nice and well mannered. Okay, someone who has good manners. Kind, yeah, that's another way. So they're saying that Canadians are very nice and polite, so they're not rude people. Okay, so whatever traditions they use, they are they're very welcoming traditions. Okay. So this person, Kelly, who has contributed this post, she grew up in a small town. There were few formalities for visiting. What are formalities?
Like the rules.
Yeah, exactly. So what are some formalities that you encounter when guests come visit your house? What are some formalities that people put up with?
shaking hands and how are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Food.
have.
Yeah, food is a big one, right? Like when someone comes to your house, it's like, oh, you feel like you have to feed them, right? Like you have to give them food. So that's a formality. So if someone comes to your house and be like, oh, please, I don't want anything to eat, no formalities, meaning formalities basically don't be formal, be formal. Okay? So, for example, if you dress up, if you get your kids dressed up and they're like, oh, they're all ready to meet the guests, so that's a formality. So, growing up in a small town, there were few formalities for visiting. So, in small towns in Canada, there's not too many formal rules. A phone call between friends might be as brief, short as, hey, can I come over? Or as kids, what are your parents cooking for dinner? Even that call, though, was not necessary. So sometimes you didn't even have to call if you wanted to go to someone's house. If you just knew them, you could just go over. Okay? Blanca, can I get you to read the rest of this paragraph, please?
Okay. My parents' house would always and still does have guests dropping by the informal back door entrance. While some guests may ring the bell or knock, family and your friends know they're always welcome. They're free to walk right in, call their greeting, and settle in.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Blanca. David. Hi, David. Can I get you to read the next paragraph, please?
Yes. One second.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Shoes, boots, and coats are almost always left by the door, often even if the host suggests leaving them alone. This is very significant from the days of Canadian where
Oh, wait, go ahead. Karim, please don't mute anyone. I think that was a mistake. David, you've been muted by accident. Can you unmute yourself, please? We didn't hear anything past Canadian weather.
to where? Can you repeat?
Yeah, we didn't hear until past Canadian weather. House from the mess of Canadian weather, mud, snow, slush.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And in part of to feel a relaxation of being in a private home instead of out public. We always greet newer guests with make yourself at home. And women this. A true friend who is one of who start the tea themselves or load the dishwasher after dinner without the host saying a word.
Perfect. Thank you so much, David. So, for all the students who are in class, how many of you practice this where when someone comes to visit your house, they have to take their shoes off? Is this a very common practice where you know?
Here,
No.
No.
Okay, David, go ahead.
no.
No?
In my
So,
house, no, because I live.
Where I do live, it is.
oh, sorry. So, David, you were saying where you live in your house, it's not like that?
No, because I live in a flat.
You live in a flat. Okay. In Canada, even if you live in a flat or an apartment, you still have to take the shoes off when you enter somebody's apartment. Karim. Hi, Karim. What were you saying? Karim, can you hear me?
Hi.
Hi.
Yes, we do have this kind of tradition here in Turkey.
In Turkey. Okay. Norbert.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, Kareem. Can you hear us?
Yes, we do have this.
Okay, we can hear you perfectly, Kareem. Welcome to class. Norbert, in Hungary, it gets really cold and it snows a lot. So what do you do with your snowshoes? Yeah.
Our dining room covered with tile.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah, tile.
So yes, so in our house we have to put off our shoes when we go into the room where our carpet.
Oh, okay. See, in Canada, if whether or not you have a carpeted house, you're supposed to take the shoes off when you enter the house, and that's a formality. Okay, that's something, and that's etiquette. For example, when I moved to Canada, I didn't know that, because I moved from a country where we didn't have to take shoes off when we went to someone's house. And people are very forward. They'll be like if you go to their house and you walk in with their shoe and your shoes, they'll be like, oh, hey, you have to take your shoes off, you know?
But it isn't depend on the carpet or tile.
No.
So,
Oh, yeah. So, like Canadian weather, even though we don't have like winter year round, even in the summer, you're supposed to take your shoes off because it's just become tradition, right? Like now you can't tell someone to take their shoes off in the winter. Yeah.
Kayak would be very cold in.
Yeah. A lot of people wear socks. There's also house slippers. Everybody know what house slippers are? Yeah.
I have to.
So a lot of times when you go visit someone's house in Canada, they have like a few house slippers that you can put on. If the house is like tiled or marbled and it's very cold to walk on it, then you can wear their house slippers and walk, or you can walk in your socks. But this is very common in Canada to take your shoes off, and it's most houses, people are like, oh, you can tell them, oh, you don't have to take your shoes off in my house if you don't practice this culture, but the expectation is when you go to someone's house, you'll take your shoes off. Okay. I'm surprised it's not more common in more countries. That's surprising. I thought it would be, especially in countries that have a lot of snow, like Hungary. I thought it would be a little more common, but that's interesting. Okay, so what words do you guys not know from these two paragraphs that we've covered so far? Any questions?
Can I ask where we are?
Oh yeah, we are actually just on Canada. And we're up till here, shoes, boots, and coats. We just finished reading that paragraph. So we're at the end of that.
Okay.
Okay. The host. Who's the host?
The owner.
And the person that lives in the home.
Yeah. The person who you're going to visit, whose house you're visiting, is the host. And you are a visitor or you are a guest. Okay? So this is done in part to save the house from the mess of Canadian weather. So mud and snow and slush, it can really ruin your flooring. Okay. We always greet newer guests with, make yourself at home. Okay. So when someone comes and visits your house, you don't be like, oh, you're a guest, I have to treat you like that. You're like, no, make yourself at home is a way of saying be comfortable. And don't be afraid to, go to the kitchen and get a drink of water for yourself, or if you're hungry, to eat some food, as opposed to, a lot of guests, they'll come to your house and they'll just sit and they'll be like, I can't ask for anything because I'm a guest. So when you tell someone, make yourself at home, then it's like, okay, you don't have to be so formal. If you visit here, take your shoes off at the doorstep. So Jarno in the chat, Jarno's from Finland, and the weather in Finland is very, very similar to the weather in Canada. And he says that they have to take their shoes off at the doorstep as well. Yeah, I would imagine that with a lot of snow in a country. Okay, awesome. So if there's no questions, Ahmad, can I get you to finish off the section on Canada? Yeah.
Okay. For more formal occasions, such as a dinner party, guests often, I don't know, I'm not sure.
Yeah, often.
Will bring the host a small contribution for the evening, or to be saved for a later enjoyment. A bottle of wine is most common, and flowers are often appreciated. While inside another's house, you are always
another's
offered
home. Another's home.
Another's home. We are always offered a beverage, most Canadian guests will only wish to accept if the coffee is already on, or the host was planning on getting something for themselves already. Of course, the host will usually insist that it is no big deal, or that of course they would have served refreshment even if they were alone. Now everyone gets a drink, and no one feels like they are
Imposing.
imposing. Yeah, it is the rule of the being polite.
The
Being
rules.
polite.
The
The
rules of being
rules.
polite. Mhm.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ahmad. So, for more formal occasions, such as dinner party where you invite lots of people, guests will often bring the host a small contribution. So, a contribution could be like another dish. So, if the host is cooking for a lot of people, then you might bring like a dessert or like a salad. A potato salad is usually a big thing. Yeah, go ahead, Norbert. What were you saying?
No, I just it's same here.
Yeah, so because like you don't want to burden the host with cooking for say 20 people, right? So you say, "Oh, I'll help. I'll bring a little something as well." So that way the host doesn't have to do all the cooking. To be saved for later enjoyment, a bottle of wine is most common, and flowers are often appreciated. What is appreciated?
Acceptable or
Value.
good as a good
Nice.
thing.
They're
Very
nice. Yeah, they're nice. Fabricio, what did you say?
Can you say valued?
Valued, exactly. So the people are grateful for them. Okay, so if you give someone flowers, they're like, "Oh, thank you so much." It's appreciated. They're appreciative of the fact that you got them something. Okay, it's something nice to do for someone. Okay, while inside another's home, we are all. Oh my god. Oh my goodness, that was crazy.
Ouch.
Wow, who was that? Was that Carly?
Yes.
Carl. Hi. Everybody mute yourselves. Hi, sorry, there was like deafening noise from your microphone. Welcome to class. Yeah. Sorry, it was just really noisy when you joined class or maybe when you unmuted yourself, but it's okay now. All right. Yeah, it's okay. No. All right, Carl. No, it's not okay. I'm sorry, I lied. Okay, Carl. Yeah, there's like a really, really, really loud noise coming from your microphone. So please don't unmute yourself again. It's like it's deafening to people who are in class. Like David had to pull his like headphones off. Like ah. So sorry, Carl. I don't know if it's like if you can hear it, but it's very very bad. All right. So hopefully, I hope you can like figure it out. Maybe it's your internet connection. But anyways, okay. I'm gonna move on. Just if you don't want the teacher and everybody to go deaf, Carl, I would recommend you don't unmute yourself again. Okay. So what's a beverage, guys? We are always offered a
Drink.
beverage,
Drink.
a
Yeah,
drink. Yeah.
Drink.
And it can be anything, right? It can be a Coke, it can be orange juice, it can be beer, it can be wine. So anything that you drink is a beverage. It's offered to you as a beverage. Most Canadian guests will only wish to accept it if the coffee is already on. So this is only so when you go to someone's house and they're like, "Oh, would you like some coffee?" And the guest is gonna be like, "Oh, only if the coffee is already made. Like, I don't want you to go to the kitchen and start making coffee for me now." Okay? So this is the whole concept of like being polite, that you don't want your guest to do extra, you don't want your host to do extra work. Okay? So, of course, they would have served refreshments. What are refreshments?
it's like juice or something that is called maybe cola. I'm not sure about the cola.
You're right. So refreshments are just, small dishes of foods. For example, finger food. You can offer a beverage as a refreshment. You can offer like some chips, a salad. So just a small serving of food is a refreshment. It's not an entire meal and it's not a snack. It's just when someone comes over so they're not hungry. Like cola, Fanta, and more. Yeah, cola and Fanta are beverages. They can also be refreshments. Okay. So basically, a small offering of food or a drink is a refreshment. Okay. Now everyone gets a drink, and no one feels like they are imposing. What is imposing? Okay. It's a new word.
Popular. Go to popular.
Popular?
Popular.
Popular. Okay. Imposing? No, it doesn't mean popular. Imposing.
Impressive.
No, it doesn't mean impressive. It means forcing yourself on somebody else. Okay, so it's like, if I go to someone's house and I didn't tell them I was coming over and they're very busy, so I get to their house and they're like running 100 chores. They're busy with their kids and their work, and I go like, oh no, I'm gonna come and sit in your house and make you do more work by taking care of me. You're already so busy. So I am imposing on their time. I am forcing myself on their time when they don't need me or they don't want me around. Okay? So this is the whole concept of I do not want to impose. I do not want to force my presence onto you. All right? So when you go to someone's house and you spend like too much time there, then you are imposing on their time. Then people are like, I have other things to do. I don't have time to sit here with you drinking coffee all day. All right? So this is so you guys get it what imposing means? Not to take advantage, just not to
bothering someone.
Yeah, basically bothering someone. Yeah, go ahead.
Could this expression
Sorry, Kareem, I didn't hear your question.
I mean someone, so trying to he don't want to be his friend, want me to be his. Can I use imposing in this sentence? For example.
Okay, your question was like, go ahead.
So, and he don't want.
Okay, your internet connection is really bad, Kareem. Your internet connection is really bad. It's really hard to hear what you're saying. Like most of your sentence is incomplete. But I'm just going to say I kept hearing friend, but when you impose on someone, it's not like you're not friends with them. You can impose on your friends as well. Impose is basically you take up too much of someone's time. All right? So someone has other things to do and you are just not like letting them go do those things. You're like, no, I am a guest in your house and you have to take care of me. So no, you cannot go take care of your children. So you're imposing. That's basically it. So to not realize that your time is done and you're supposed to like leave as a good guest, you just linger on. You just stay at someone's house. Okay? You guys understand what it means?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't want impose you. Okay, so the way to say is to impose on someone, okay? Or something. Am I imposing on your time? Am I imposing in your house? Okay? You impose on someone. Okay? Basically you're forcing yourself on someone, like your time. You're like, no, spend time with me, have fun with me. And the other person is like, I don't have time to. Okay? So you're imposing.
An imposing residence.
An imposing resident. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. An imposing resident. So someone who's just always like there, who never leaves. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions that you guys have before we move on to the next country? Okay. Yeah, it was pretty straight. Yeah. Go ahead. Carl, do you have any questions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I am ready now.
You ready? Okay, that's perfect.
Yes, it's perfect now with the micro, no? It's good.
Yeah, it's good. Don't jinx it. Don't talk about it. You'll jinx it.
Okay.
It's awesome. Thank you, Carl.
To you.
Fabricio, can I get you to read the first paragraph of guest etiquette in Spain. So let's move on from Canada to Spain.
Okay. In Spain, the majority of the population lives in flats, especially in big cities. This is why it is more common to meet with people outside the house. When we plan on visiting friends or family at their place, we usually call in advance just to make sure that it is a good time for them. As for telephoning your friends, you usually avoid calling them before 9 a.m. or after 9 p.m. or during meal times.
Perfect. Thank you, Fabricio. And Jose. Hi, Jose. Can I get you to read the next paragraph, please?
Okay. If you are meeting someone from work or older than you and the relationship between both of you is formal, the form of address you use is usted, as using the form tú might be considered impolite. The most formal method to greet someone is a handshake, but we also love to kiss people. One kiss on every cheek, starting with your right side. We usually kiss on the cheeks if the relationship is between friends or even acquaintances.
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 Mhm.
The exception is if the two people are men. Then usually just shake hands.
Perfect. Thank you so much for reading that for us, Jose.
It's true.
It's true? Okay.
It's
Yes,
true.
more or less, more or less.
I know
Very,
there's quite a
very,
few
very
people.
true.
I know there's quite a few people from Spain in class today. So this is absolutely correct, eh?
Yes.
So majority of the population lives in flats. I know David lives in a flat because he just told me. So tell me. So what happens if you want to meet someone? You always plan to meet them outside your house?
Yes.
Yeah. So
because in a flat it's impossible because I live in the 15th floor.
Oh, do you have an elevator?
Of course.
Oh my, I'm like,
Always
is it?
broken.
Oh, I'm like, is it impossible for people to climb up 15 flights of stairs? Is that why you don't invite anyone? Nobody's gonna be like, I don't want to like faint by the time I get to your house. Okay.
Well, if you like exercise, you can climb 15.
Climb.
Flights.
Yeah, you can climb 15.
Plant.
Yeah, that's awesome. What about you, Jose? You had a very resounding, this is absolutely true. So basically what I get from this is that there are no house guests. Do you know what house guests are? House guests.
Sometimes, yes, some
Yeah.
yes.
House guest is someone who visits you in your house. So from what I got from this is that in Spain, house guests are not very common. So you always go meet your friends outside of your house.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Is it like is it a big deal if someone comes and visits you at your house without telling you?
Sometimes, o sea, sometimes you go out to have dinner, and sometimes you have dinner in house with friends.
With friends. Okay.
Maybe.
So do people always call? Do they always call you on the phone and tell you that they're coming before they come to your house, or do they just show up like, oh, I felt like seeing you, so I came to your house, or do they always call and ask you if you're free?
Maybe.
Maybe sometimes. Okay, all right. Depending on how good of a friend you guys are. Okay. So when you address someone who is older, you have to use usted and not tú. Okay. So that's a good it's a good note to keep for all you guys who are planning to visit Spain. So the difference between usted and tú, as tú might be considered impolite, so it's not very kind to say that to someone. All right. Any questions about these paragraphs before we move on? They're pretty self-explanatory. Anybody have any questions?
Yes, I can understand very well what is even acquaintances. Acquaintances.
An acquaintance.
Acquaintance.
Yeah. So that word is acquaintances. So
Yes.
I've explained it in my previous classes. So anybody who was in my previous class, what is an acquaintance?
People who just met, or you barely know them, or you just know their names, but you are not that deep relationship with them.
Exactly. Perfect. Thank you, Ahmad. So an acquaintance, Carl, is someone who is not really your friend. You don't have a very strong relationship with them. You might just know them by name. Like you might just see them at this, like you might see them 3 or 4 times a year at an office party or at someone's house, and you know them by their name, you know them by face, you know where they work, and you know a little bit about them. But they're not your
Yes.
friends. You guys don't
No,
hang
very
out. Yeah.
Yes,
So,
yes, yes.
So that
Thank
is
you.
you're welcome. So that is an
Yes.
acquaintance. You wouldn't call them your friend.
Yes. Yes, in Spanish is conocido.
Okay. So David is saying try not to call in the meal because some people say it's not time to call because we are eating. Yeah, that's true. That I think that's true in every country. Like if you were eating your meal with your family and someone called you, I think that would be considered rude in pretty much any country. If someone turns up at the front door without being invited before, I will pretend not being here. Try not to call during nap. Whoa, nobody go visit Fabricio without giving him like a good notice, like, buddy, I am coming. You better be home. No, a lot of people do that. You know, people are like, I have things to do and I'm not here just waiting to entertain guests. Entertain guests. You guys know what that means?
Entertain guests.
Yeah, to entertain guests. Like my life is not just sitting at home waiting for guests to come and like me entertain them. That's not what it's about. All right. So Fabricio is like, I got things to do and bills to pay. All right. Okay. So let's, Carl, I'll actually get you to continue reading the next two paragraphs, please.
Yes, unless your feet are wet or dirty because of snow, rain, or mud. We never expect guests to.
Sorry, this word is mud. Mud.
Mud.
Yes.
Sorry. Rain or mud.
Mhm.
We never expect guests to take their shoes off when they come home. We usually leave the guest coat in the hall or in the room next to the door entrance so they feel comfortable.
Yeah, you can read the next one. Yeah, you can read the next one as well.
When you receive friends at home,
Receive. This word is receive. Yeah.
When you receive friends at home, you always offer a cup of coffee or some other beverage and sweet beverage and sweet or savory things to accompany it. Depending on the hour, you offer different things. For example, a Sunday at midday, you will offer something cold and usually alcoholic to drink and different types.
Tapas.
Different tapas in Spanish. Cheese, olives, ham. To eat a little something, but not so much that you are not hungry to have lunch at later.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And tapas is a Spanish thing,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Oh man, I just told a Spanish man how to say a Spanish word.
Yes, in the Basque country is pincho. Or in other zones, yes, pinchos.
Yeah, tapas they're very popular here in North America, like tapas bars. Tapas bars. Okay. So what are tapas? What's a tapas?
Tapas.
Tapas, yeah.
Tapas, yes, is for heat something in tavernas or in the bars when you drink some wines or something.
Okay, all right. So it's food that accompanies a beverage. David,
yes.
What were you saying?
But it's a little heat.
A little portion.
A little food.
A little portion. That's what you mean.
A little portion, yes.
Yeah, a little portion is a little bit of food, is a little portion of food.
Portions, yes. A little portion of food, yes.
David, what were you saying? You're welcome.
Here where I live in Barcelona, tapas has 2 meanings.
It means it's ready in 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because tapas will be, for example, food will be drink, but if it's in Catalan, because it's similar, it means another thing.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. And here is called, how do you say that, Fabricio? Picada?
Picada.
Pica. Okay. Over here in
Picada.
Picada. Okay. So over here in North America, tapas is usually finger food. Finger food. What is finger food?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, can you guys see what Jose is doing? Jose, do that again.
Finger food.
Jose, do it again.
Yeah.
He's like, no. Okay, so what Jose is doing, that is finger food. So finger food is basically food that you do not need like a formal setting to eat in. So you don't need to sit and have a fork and a knife and cut it and eat it like this. You can just grab it and eat it with your hands. Okay?
Yeah.
So
And
tapas, yeah.
It's similar to tapas or pinchos, yes.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not like, so when you go to like tacos, yeah, tacos,
Yes.
like small tacos would be,
Yes.
they would be served at a tapas bar if you went there. So when you're out with friends, you order like 4 or 5 dishes, and they come to the table, and you guys you're not like formally eating. You're just like grabbing the food and you're putting it in your mouth and you're eating it. So tapas foods are usually finger foods. Okay, so it's not like a formal setting. Yeah.
Frozen.
Okay. All right. So let's finish off the section about Spain then. Thank you so much for reading first, Carl. Next we have Norbert.
Okay, just a moment.
Yeah. So the very last paragraph in Spain. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you are invited to a dinner party, it is common to ask the host what they want to bring. If the host
what they want you to bring.
What they want you to bring. If the host does not suggest anything in particular, a box of chocolates, a bottle of wine, usually red, or a bucket of flowers.
Bouquet. This word is bouquet.
Bouquet of flowers are usually very welcome. Be careful with flowers and their meanings. Though, if you give red roses, the message is passion. So unless you want to marry the host of the party, choose a different color of some saffron option with no hidden meanings such as chocolates.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Norbert. So has anybody ever had this issue where they took red flowers to someone's house and they thought it was a proposal for marriage? Blanca? What did you say, Blanca?
Yes, I received red roses.
You received red roses and you thought the person was proposing to you?
Something like that.
That's crazy. So there's actually a little convention that we have. It's not really convention, but it's safe to follow. So you give red roses to someone that you love. Okay, that's understandable. And you give yellow roses to a friend. Okay, so that's sort of the convention. So on Valentine's Day, for example, if you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a Valentine, then you would give them red roses. But if you're just giving it to a friend, then you would give white or yellow roses. And it's the same thing. You don't want to lead the person onto thinking that, giving them red roses, you're saying you love them or something. So I can understand where this confusion comes from. It's a little convention that we follow, at least in Canada as well. Okay. Any questions that you guys have about?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, Norbert.
What does suffer?
Yes, I do.
Okay, sorry. Norbert, which word?
Suffer option. Safer, suffer.
Safer. Yeah, do you know what safe is, Norbert? Safe?
Oh,
to be
yes.
safe?
Okay.
Yeah, so safe.
It's clear.
Yes.
Okay.
Safe, safer, safest. Okay?
All right. Okay.
Perfect. And someone else had a question as well?
Safe.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know if it was Kareem or somebody else had a question. White, whiter, whitest.
Yes, it's about.
Whitest.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. It's about.
Okay, Kareem, I would love to answer your question, but it's just that I can't hear
You
anything.
pronounce pop.
Yeah. Pop? Passion? Bouquet. Okay, what is bouquet? Okay, Bouquet, it's bouquet. Bouquet.
Yes.
The T at the end of the bouquet is silent.
It's
So
a group for flowers.
A bunch of flowers.
a bunch of flowers.
A
Yeah,
bunch of flowers.
perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. So a bunch. So when you give someone, like on Valentine's Day, you will give them, a lot of times people just give a single rose, but they also give like lots of roses. So that bunch of roses together is called a bouquet. All right, women love receiving bouquets of flowers.
Bouquet of flowers for two.
Yeah, a bouquet. Bouquet. The T at the end is silent. You don't say the T. A bouquet.
A bouquet flower.
Yeah. Any other word? Okay. I think it's pretty. If you guys see any other words that you would like me to go over later on, I can definitely do that as well. So the message is passion. Passion, another way of saying like love or strong emotion. So if you give red roses, you're saying passion or love. Okay. So then you don't want to propose to the host of the party. Choose a safer option with no hidden meaning. So chocolates. Chocolates are bouquets. Okay. A bouquet without the S. Bouquet. Yeah. Bouquets. You don't say the T. Even if you put an S at the end, you just say bouquets. But you don't pronounce it. You don't say bouquets. Okay. And let's see. Waji, you still? Yes. Welcome. Waji, can I get you to read the first part? Yeah. So we're done with Spain. Let's move on to Costa Rica. So Waji, can I get you to read the first paragraph? Yeah.
Yeah, ma'am. Yes. Visiting friends and families' homes is pretty common in Costa Rica, but people prefer visits to be arranged in advance. We invited to a house for dinner or a party. It is typical to bring something such as flower, wine, food, or chocolates. Gifts are usually wrapped on opening them immediately. Wrapped. And opening them immediately is a sign of courtesy. Also, courtesy.
Yeah.
Courtesy. Also, it is common for people to arrive a little after the arranged time, but no more than 30 minutes, because then that would be considered impolite.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Waji. Okay.
My pleasure.
So,
thank you.
Yes. So visiting family and friends is common in Costa Rica, but people prefer to call in advance. Okay? I would understand that. I would like to be told in advance as well before somebody came knocking on my door and I was in my pajamas and not ready to meet anyone. So when you are invited to someone's house for a party, you bring flowers, food, wine, or chocolate. So very similar to what is practiced in Spain. Gifts are usually wrapped. Okay, what does that mean? Wrapped.
Cover and close something.
Cover.
Yeah, covered. So you put that. So you wrap them in like you wrap as a gift. So when you put it in like paper, you're wrapping a gift. Okay. So covered up. Yeah. Wrapped and open them immediately. So as soon as you get a gift, you open it, is a sign of courtesy. What is courtesy?
Polite. Being polite.
Polite.
Yeah, exactly. So showing signs of politeness is called courtesy. Okay? So if someone comes to your house and gives you a gift and you're like, "Oh, this is awesome," and you put it on the side, that's impolite. You're not being courteous. So if you want to be courteous, if you want to be polite, you would open the gift right then and there and see what it is that you've been given. And it's also common for people to arrive after the agreed time, but no more than 30 minutes, because that would be considered impolite. So has everybody heard the expression fashionably late? No? Fashionably late. Okay? So this is an expression that we use here where it's fashionably late. Yeah. So it's like, so I'm supposed to be there at 6 o'clock. Oh, I don't want to be the first one there. I'll get there at 7. So I'm going to be fashionably late. So I'm going to choose to be late. So I'm choosing. It's very common
in my country, yes, of course.
In Mexico?
Yes.
Yeah. So like over here, it's usually like, oh, the party's at 6:30. So it'll be like, I'm gonna get there at 7. So you're choosing to be late. So you're like, I don't want to be the first person there. So it's a term that we use called to be fashionably late. It's fashion. And Fabrice was saying it's very common where he is as well. Okay. Did you guys like this article? Do you want to continue reading it in the next class? Yeah, it's actually the end of this class right now, and I have another class scheduled right after. So if you guys would like, I can continue reading this article. We can continue reading this article in the next class as well. We have quite a few more countries that we can cover. Okay, so you guys are okay with that?
Okay.
Okay, awesome. So that's awesome. Thank you so much. I'm going to end broadcast, and I'll be right back in 30 seconds with like the next class. Okay, guys?
Okay. Thank you to you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Thank you.